Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about SSH, Secure Shell. First of all, what is SSH and how we are going to access our server from Windows machine and how to configure SSH on Linux server. We are going to learn each and everything. First of all, what is the use of SSH? SSH is a secure shell through which we can access our machine. We can download anything, we can add anything, we can do anything in a secure manner. Now, how to configure our Linux server with SSH? The major thing which are used in Linux to configure the SSH or which are comprised is SSH client, which is used for remote login program, and second is a daemon, SSH daemon, which is used for secure encryption communication between untrusted hosts over the insecure network. SSH listen the client on the default TCP port 22, and even as it depends upon the user, if we want to change the port, he can. So let's start. Let's first install the SSH on Linux. So first we will open the terminal server. So first we have to install the SSH package so that it would act as an SSH server. So we would type a command yum install. You can type directly if you don't know the exact name of the package, so you can type open SSH and what is the extra package, I don't know, -y. Now let's start installing it. So now we are installing all the SSH package. So it is installing. And guys, once it is installed, even we will look how to connect our Linux server from the Windows machine through PuTTY. And once the SSH, if the SSH is not configured on the Linux server, we would not be able to connect our Linux machine through PuTTY. So this is an important aspect of the Linux which we have to know. So here we can see it has installed everything, all the required packages. So let's start. So once it is installed, we have to enable it. So we will type service sshd, which is a daemon, start. Let's see, it started. Now if we want to start the SSH service, even after the reboot, the SSH service should be available and it should start. We would do chk config sshd on. So okay, so now the service is started and we have installed the service. Now what? Even if we'll try now, it might be able to connect the server, but in the case if you have a strong security, you would not be able to connect to the server. Why? Because the port which is used, it might be blocked, so we were not able to connect to that port. So we have to open the port in the firewall. Here in Linux, the firewall is IP table. So let's enter the entry to open the port on the firewall. We will use a default port which is 22, and it depends upon the user how the user want to change the port. We have to type sbin/IP tables -a input hyphen m state hyphen state new hyphen m tcp hyphen deport 22 hyphen j accept. So let's enter the okay, actually we were missing out with one of the parameters in the step, which was this new would be uppercase. As Linux is case sensitive, we will use hyphen p to denote port, which is TCP. And let's try now. Okay, now the entry has been done in the IP tables. So once the entry is done, we have to save the IP tables. What all changes we have done? Service IP tables save. Okay, it is saved. Okay, once it is saved, let us restart. Okay, total changes we have done in the IP tables, and sure, the configuration is done. Even if you want to add an enhancement in the firewall, like if you want to add a specifically what we say, if you want to add a specific port, specific IP range can would only be connected to the server. Okay, so here I'm making it open. I'm not doing any special changes. If you want, you can do it. Okay, so here it is config. Okay, now I am on my connecting to the Linux server through putty. It is freely available. It is an open source. You can Google it and you can get the putty on your Windows computer. Let's open the putty. Let's get started. So here first we have to add the IP address or the host name of your computer. So I would like to add my IP address would be my internal IP, and the main thing, the IP address of your server should be static, which mostly that is the case. The IP address is static, but if you want to do an experiment at home, you have to make sure the IP address you have to put every time. You have to put the IP address which you get. Okay, so yeah, if you have changed the port, you have to change. If you have added a different port or open SSH to different port, you have to change the port which you have, and after that you have to select SSH, and depends upon you what you want. Close the windows and exit. Always when you exit, the windows would be closed, or only the clean exit we want. So I prefer to use only one clean exit. Click on open. Now directly here we get the login screen. Most probably when you would be doing the first time, most probably when you're going to do this, you would not get the login screen directly. You would get one pop-up which would save the public key. So this is only the first time. So whenever you're connecting the through putty to your server second time, it would directly come with the login screen. Let's see now. Let me log in. I'm logging at root. It's asking for password. Okay, here I'm logged in. You can say it. Let us see some commands, whether it's working or not. Oh, here it is. It's working fine. Let's try changing directory. cd space / let's go to Dave folder. Let's so list the files which are there in the day folder. Here everything is working fine. Let us just try some more commands like slash prox slash meminfo, which is used to get the memory of your RAM size. It's working so great. So this way you can connect to your Linux server from the Windows machine. So let us see some more information about the SSH. So I'm back to my Linux environment. So let me show some of the configuration file where you can do the changes and enhance your security. So let me open a notepad where I can mention you the files or a configuration file where we require to make the changes to enhance the security. Oh, here is my notepad. So the first file which is there is etc slash ssh slash ssh d underscore config file. This is the first file and this is the most important file in SSH. So here we would get a list of things where we can make the changes. First, you would get a tag allow once. Here you can mention after how many minutes or a second your SSH would get expired if someone is not working. You can allow a specific client to connect. There are many things available in this file. I will suggest you to visit this file once and check each and everything. You will get a better idea. Here everything related to server and the client configuration is available. Second important file is SSH slash this is a user SSH configuration directory. Here a user himself can make the changes accordingly. The third file is a key file which is used, as I told you before, when we connected through putty. What happens when we connect when we do SSH very first time, how we get the public key, how the public key and the private key is available. Okay, the file named as .ssh slash authorized underscore keys, or we can say it is .ssh slash okay, we can say an authorized key. Here we will get the list of the public keys, which would be an encrypted form. It can be encrypted through RSA or a DSA encryption format. So that is used, as I told you before, that is used for when you are doing the logging, you're doing the SSH very first time. Okay, and the important file, which is /etc slash no login. If this file is available, then SSH, whenever you try to connect your server through any mode of connection through SSH, it would refuse your connection. So make sure when you are troubleshooting on SSH, and if it refuses the connection continuously, means we have to check this thing. Okay, second is the fifth file is available in etc slash hosts dot al